Have you ever felt like something big, something life-altering, is about to unfold in your life, yet you can't quite explain why? Like deep inside your soul, there's this quiet yet unshakable certainty that Allah is preparing you for something greater, something beyond what your eyes can see or your mind can grasp in this moment. Before the doors of abundant rizq, provision, are opened for you, before your financial life is elevated in a way you never imagined, Allah, in His infinite mercy and wisdom, sends you signs. Subtle, hidden, often overlooked by most. These signs are not always easy to recognize because they come wrapped in discomfort, hardship, or silence. But what if those hardships, those moments of uncertainty, those things you thought were setbacks, were actually proof that you're nearing a divine breakthrough? In this video, we're going to uncover 5 deep spiritual signs and warnings that Allah often gives to His beloved servants right before He blesses them with wealth, abundance, and barakah, blessings. And no, these signs are not meant to frighten you. They're not curses. They are preparations. If you're experiencing even one of these signs, do not dismiss it. Don't brush it off. You might be much closer to a divine opening than you ever realized. Let's dive into each one. These are the spiritual signals from your Rab, Lord, guiding you gently but powerfully toward your next chapter of growth, rizq, and purpose. Sign number 1, tests of patience. Life gets harder before it gets easier. Have you ever noticed that right before something beautiful enters your life, everything seems to go wrong? This is not just a coincidence. It's not just bad luck. It is one of the most powerful signs that Allah is about to shift your financial situation in a positive way by testing your sabr, patience. Before Allah expands your rizq, He will often tighten it first. Your plans might collapse. Your hard work may go unnoticed. The things you were so sure of may fall apart right in front of your eyes. You might wonder, Ya Allah, what am I doing wrong? But here's the secret. You're not being punished. You're being purified. These trials are a divine filtering process. Allah is strengthening your spiritual muscles, testing your resilience, and refining your character, especially your patience. He wants to know, how do you behave when you don't get what you want? When the money's tight? When the plans don't work? When the doors seem closed? Do you still say Alhamdulillah? Do you still turn to Him in your sujood with tears and sincerity? Do you still give thanks for the little you have? Or do you only praise Him in times of comfort and ease? These are deep questions that these tests uncover. In reality, this stage is where many people give up. They start to question their worth, their du'as, or even their path. But those who persevere, who continue with grateful hearts and hopeful spirits, are the ones whose hearts are being prepared to carry blessings without being destroyed by them. Allah removes arrogance, entitlement, and greed during this time. He empties your heart from these poisons so that when the wealth finally comes, you control the wealth. It doesn't control you. This hardship also develops something profound in your heart, compassion. You begin to understand what it means to struggle. You gain empathy for those less fortunate, and you never take blessings for granted again. So if everything feels like it's falling apart despite your sincere efforts, know that it might be falling into place in ways you cannot yet see. This isn't rejection. This is divine preparation. Because before Allah gives you more, He prepares you to receive it the right way. Sign number 2, sudden losses and setbacks. A cleansing from dunya attachments. Another major sign that wealth is approaching is when you start experiencing sudden losses or unexpected setbacks. Money that slips through your fingers. Business deals that fall apart at the last minute. Job offers that vanish without a trace. Opportunities that were guaranteed suddenly become unavailable. It feels frustrating, confusing, even disheartening. But what if these losses are actually gifts in disguise? Allah, in His deep wisdom, removes certain things from your life not to harm you, but to heal you, to prepare your heart to receive something far better. These setbacks are often ways of detaching your heart from the dunya, from materialism, from false dependencies, from the illusion of control. When we become overly attached to the idea that we control our rizq through our efforts, our intellect, or our connections, Allah humbles us. He shows us that No matter how brilliant your strategy, no wealth arrives without His permission. These moments of loss teach you to focus on what really matters. They remind you that wealth is a means, not an end. It's not about accumulating numbers in your account. It's about fulfilling your purpose. When you go through financial difficulty, your du'as become raw. Your heart turns sincerely to the one who provides, not just the means He uses. This shift in perspective is a sign of maturity and a sign that you're ready for the next stage. Think of it like this. Just as gold must be purified by fire, the soul is purified through hardship. These setbacks aren't a sign of rejection. They are refinements. And here's something else. These losses build humility. You begin to value what you have. You manage what little you possess with wisdom. You stop taking things for granted. So when Allah finally blesses you with wealth, it lands in a humble heart, not an arrogant one. And many times, when Allah delays wealth through loss, He's protecting you. Many people are ruined by wealth that came too early. But when Allah holds it back, it's because He's getting you ready for sustainable success. So the next time something falls apart, don't fall into despair. It may just be the universe shifting to make space for greater barakah. Sign number 3, isolation from people, a divine pull towards the Creator. Have you ever entered a season where suddenly people start leaving your life? Friends grow distant, relationships end, people you relied on no longer show up. Or maybe you're surrounded by others but feel this overwhelming sense of loneliness. This isolation may feel painful, but it is not without purpose. In fact, it's often one of the clearest signs that Allah is preparing your soul for higher elevation. Before Allah grants you wealth, He may isolate you to remove distractions, to silence the noise around you, and to recalibrate your focus from creation to the Creator. Sometimes we lean too much on others. We seek their validation, their support, their encouragement. And while community is beautiful, true reliance belongs only to Allah. This period of isolation is Allah's way of drawing you closer to Him. You'll begin to have more heartfelt conversations with your Lord. You'll notice your salah becomes more focused. You may start making du'as in secret at odd hours, whispering words that only Allah can hear. These moments of silence, of solitude, are where some of the deepest clarity emerges. They are not punishments. They are spiritual retreats arranged by your Lord. In these quiet spaces, your thoughts sharpen. Your intentions become clearer. You start to hear your own soul, and when you listen deeply, you'll find that Allah is guiding you all along. There's another benefit too. Isolation protects you from those who may not be able to handle your blessings. Not everyone can celebrate your success. Some might envy it, sabotage it, or misunderstand it. So before the wealth arrives, Allah removes those who don't belong in your next chapter. But those who are meant for your journey, they'll return when the timing is right. So if you're in a season of disconnection, lean in, embrace it. Allah is pulling you away from noise so you can hear His message, so He can prepare you for blessings with strength, sincerity, and stability. Sign number 4, a strong urge to give, generosity as a precursor to Rizq. One of the most beautiful, subtle, and deeply spiritual signs that Rizq is approaching is when you begin to feel a powerful, almost illogical urge to give, even when you don't have much yourself. You see someone in need and your heart moves. You feel compelled to donate, to help, to support, to give quietly and sincerely without expectation of return. This is not from your ego. It's not from worldly thinking. This urge comes from a soul that is being prepared for abundance. The Prophet Muhammad said, "Charity does not decrease wealth. In fact, it is one of the fastest ways to attract barakah. When you give while having little, it shows deep trust in Allah. It's as if your soul already knows that your Rizq is about to expand. It's a training ground. Allah is opening your hands now so that when He fills them later, you'll know what to do with what He gives. Sometimes these urges to give are tests in disguise. A friend asks for help. A stranger crosses your path. A cause touches your heart. Do you act, or do you let the moment pass? If you respond to these nudges with sincerity, it's often a sign that you're being prepared to become a trustee of wealth, not just an owner. Because wealth isn't just to live comfortably, it's to uplift others, to serve, and to spread good. So when you feel that urge to give, especially in hard times, Don't ignore it. You may be passing a divine test that unlocks unimaginable doors of provision. Sign number 5, deep, focused du'as. A spiritual connection that intensifies before wealth enters your life. Your relationship with Allah will often deepen in profound ways. You'll find yourself making more sincere, focused, and heartfelt du'as. Your connection becomes intimate. Your words no longer come from routine, but from the soul. You might start talking to Allah in the car, in the shower while walking, or in the dead of night. These aren't scheduled prayers. These are moments of divine closeness. Your du'as become more specific. You start asking for not just money, but halal provision, wisdom, purpose, and the strength to handle blessings responsibly. You're no longer praying for status. You're praying for sustained success, inner peace, and the ability to benefit others. And when your du'as begin to reflect maturity and humility, it's often because Allah is getting ready to answer them in a special way. You begin to sit longer after salam. You whisper with tears. You feel seen by your Lord, and that feeling of being heard becomes your true comfort. Even when life outside is turbulent, your heart feels calm because your connection with Allah is real. And that's the most powerful sign of all. When your soul starts to rely on Allah completely, it means He's about to entrust you with something incredible. If you're experiencing even one of these signs, know this: Allah has not forgotten you. He is preparing you for a blessing greater than just wealth. True rizq is peace, purpose, and nearness to your Lord. Stay patient. Stay grateful. Keep your heart open and your du'a sincere. Because your breakthrough, it might be closer than you think. If this video moved you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Inner Deen for more reminders. And comment this heartfelt dua below. Ya Allah, grant me halal rizq with barakah, and make me among the truly grateful. May Allah open the doors of your provision in ways you never saw coming. Ameen.